What is happening, people? Yes, yes, how are we doing? Liverpool Profit back again with more transfer news. And I can't lie, it's not looking great for Newcastle United currently at the moment. It's not looking great, but we're here to talk about it. And we're here to talk about Liverpool, of course, Liverpool's transfer business and our Isak pursuit, our centre back pursuit, and other pursuits in the, the squad. Sorry. But before we get into the video, guys, do remember to like, subscribe, and comment to the channel. I do appreciate any love, all the love and support I get. So, yeah, it goes a long way. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. I think we'll start off with one of the main talking points here. So Benjamin Sesko has apparently reportedly chosen Manchester United over Newcastle United as his preferred destination. Um, Directly in talks to adjust to a free package and add-ons, trying to get it done as soon as possible, according to Fabrizio Romano. Sesko will train separately until the deal is done. He is ready to fly in. So looks like 74 million for Manchester United has got the job done for Benjamin Sesko. So Benjamin Sesko looks like he will be headed to Old Trafford this season, and he will be a Manchester United striker and a Manchester United player going into next season. So United have got Benjamin Sesko under wraps. So he will be their player, and as far as we're concerned, he's now an enemy. He's one of the enemies. He's a United player, so in my eyes, he's an enemy. Of course, this has put Newcastle in the mud, let's be honest. Sesko snubbing Newcastle United for Manchester United is a absolute kick in the balls for them. Like I said, I think Newcastle were prepared to offer 90 million for him, if I'm correct. They were prepared to offer 90 million. But United went in there 74 million and it's got the job done, which, again, as much as I hate to admit it, it's aura. It's the aura of being a big club. Um, Manchester United, despite being poor, despite being down in the dumps, despite being a mid-table club almost now, have still got pull. They've still got aura in the transfer market. Newcastle, unfortunately, do not have that aura that Liverpool have, that Manchester United have. They don't have it. They don't have the pull. Players don't look at Newcastle and think, we want to go there and play. They don't. And unfortunately for them, Sesko's look at it like that. Obviously, Manchester United being a bigger club, he's opted to go to United over Newcastle United, and it's left them in a big, big, big pickle at the moment. Let's be honest, they're in a huge, huge, huge trouble. With Sesko choosing to join Manchester United, it puts Newcastle in a position where it looks like they may try and force Alexander Isak to stay at the club. Like I said, I said the Sesko deal, although I don't think it's going to be the be-all and end-all, but it's going to be a big factor in him joining Liverpool. Sesko obviously choosing not to join them puts them in a position where they've got no striker target in mind, obviously, and Isak's still there. So they've lost Sesko. They haven't got another striker target in mind. And it's all looking like they're going to try their hardest now to force Alexander Isak to stay there for one more season. Unless they go into the market and look for someone. It's looking like Isak may end up being forced to stay there for another season. Does he want to do that? Probably not, but it looks like that's what they're going to do. And it's unfortunate for him because I can tell he really wants the Liverpool move, but this is going to cause a little bit of a pickle now between us and Newcastle in terms of negotiations, etc. 150 million is still the asking price, so it'd be interesting to see what happens if we go in there and give the 150 million straight up. But it's definitely a talking point now, and it's definitely heating up and getting spicier and spicier as it goes along. I see some links today. I'm not sure how genuine they are, but linking Newcastle to Nicholas Jackson from Chelsea. Now, Chelsea have obviously bought in João Pedro. They've bought in Liam Delap. So they've got two new strikers there. Jackson hasn't cut his weight, hasn't pulled his weight at Chelsea, so it looks like he will probably be moved on. And it's looking like Nicholas Jackson could be an option for Newcastle should he leave Chelsea. Now, that that's not a good sign at all. That is no statement. That is not a statement of intent. That is not a statement of nothing really. You lose Alexander Isak, one of the best upcoming strikers in world football, and you replace him with Nicholas Jackson, someone who has flopped at Chelsea. That's not a good look for Newcastle. I'll be totally honest. That is not a good look. They're in trouble. They are in huge trouble at the moment. Whoever they get in as their striker, they're going to have to sort it out quickly because Isak is still going to be a Liverpool player. If he has to force the move, I believe he'll force it, but he's going to be a Liverpool player. Let's be real about it. Let's be honest. And Newcastle, they can cry as much as they want, but they know it's true. Newcastle United accept that fact that Isak is going to be a Liverpool player. So start looking for a replacement. You didn't get Sesko. Tough luck. Go look for someone else. It's not our problem who they get. As long as we land Isak, I do not care what happens with them now. I know it's harsh, but ultimately not my club, so I'm not too overly bothered about it. So we'll see what happens there. But let's be real, they are in huge amounts of trouble now. Huge amounts of trouble. We'll see what happens with Sesko. Sesko obviously going to United. We'll see what happens with Isak. And we'll see what Newcastle do from here because they're going to have to do something because their fans are going to be absolutely seething at this. So we'll see where it goes. I wanted to touch on Liverpool's centre-back situation now. 3 options before, like I've said, have emerged. We've got Joel Ordenz of Club Brugge, Wolfsburg, Konstantinos Kolarakis, and highly rated Parma defender Giovanni Leone. Now, out of all these 3, I have to be honest, I haven't watched much of Joel Ordenz and I haven't watched much of Konstantinos Kolarakis, but I have seen bits and pieces of Giovanni Leone. Now, the Parma defender in Serie A, this guy looks pretty decent, I'll be totally honest. He looks like a pretty decent up-and-coming young centre-back. I like the look of him. Obviously, the Serie A, they're very focused on working off the ball and being defensively solid. So there's a reason why they produce such good centre-backs. But he looks good. I like the look of this Giovanni Leone guy. Haven't watched much of the other 2, but this kid, this centre-back looks really decent. I'd definitely be inquiring about him, if I'm being honest. Obviously, Guehi looks like it could be off the table. So I'd look into Giovanni Leone. I like the look of this guy, and I think he could be a decent centre-back. Obviously, he's going to have to accept that he's going to have to work his way into the team if he wants it, but hopefully he's more persuadable than Mark Guehi is and was. So yeah, centre-back wise, we'll have to see. But I like the look of this Giovanni Leone, I'll be totally honest. I have to also be honest, man. I think Liverpool missed a huge trick in not signing Joao Hato. Joao Hato has now gone to Chelsea, I believe. I think we missed a huge trick in not signing Joao Hato. I think for me, he's a perfect centre back, perfect for Liverpool, and I would have gone him. I would have. You know what? I would have even taken Hato over Guehi. If I'm being honest, I would have preferred Joao Hato over Mark Guehi. I don't know why we didn't make a move for him. The Ajax defender, but he was my dream centre back. To be fair, if we were gonna bring someone in, it would have been Joao Hato. Unfortunately, we missed the trick there, and he's now become a Chelsea player. Is what it is, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm kind of upset that we've gone and missed out on Joao Hato. I think he could have been perfect for us. Can you imagine Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate, Joao Hato, Joe Gomez, 4 centre-backs there that are top quality. Obviously, Gomez, we can't rely on him. We know he can't stay fit, but on his day, he can be a good centre-back. Virgil and Ibu speaks for itself, and I think Joao Hato in there as well. I wouldn't mind the look of that. I wouldn't mind that. And remember, should Konate move to Real Madrid, you can always put Hato next to Virgil van Dijk, Dutch centre-back partnership, and I think we'll still be fine. But a centre-back's a must. I'm going to be totally honest. A centre-back, in my opinion now, I don't know about other Liverpool fans, but for me, a centre-back is a must. Having watched the pre-season game against AC Milan, having watched the pre-season game against Atletico Club, Bilbao, however you want to say it, The defence seems to be a weak point. Now, we've always been weak defensively. We've always been shaky at the back, but I'm going to be honest. It looked a weak point in the game. The midfield looks solid. For once, I can look at our midfield and say we've got a great midfield and we've got great options on the bench too. Defensively, I feel when Virgil's not there, Ibu just doesn't step up the way he needs to step up. So I think we need centre-back reinforcements 100% before the window closes. If not one, at least two. So yeah, we need to look at a centre-back in my opinion. Darwin Núñez is my final talking point. Darwin Núñez has apparently agreed a deal with Al Hilal to join Al Hilal. If I read it here, contract for Darwin Núñez at Al Hilal to be valid until July 2028. 3 years. Darwin opened doors to Al Hilal last week. Contract details were being sorted. Once the deal is done, the here we go will happen. Liverpool receive 53 million plus add-ons as exclusively revealed. So there we go. He's gone. Darwin has, well, pretty much is being sold to Al Hilal. Is this a strange move for Darwin? In my opinion, I think it is. He's 26 at the moment. I definitely think he could have gone to the Serie A or La Liga, and I think he could have been a decent player for them. He could have torn it up in Europe still to an extent. He could have still done bits in Europe had he opted to stay. I think him going at 26 to the Saudi Pro League, again, it seems to be one of them where it's a paycheck thing. It's about getting paid. It's about getting the money. And to be fair, whatever, man. It's cool, man. I'm not here to judge Darwin on that. Go chase the bag, mate. Go get the money. Go get the payday. So officially, it looks like Darwin Núñez has or is going to be moved on this summer. And I think a lot of us expected this. I was 50-50 on it, to be fair. I said maybe keep him for cover. But I think all in all, the club have made the right decision here to move Darwin on. I think, to be fair, we had to accept it was never going to work out, and we've done that and moved Darwin on. So good luck to Darwin at Al Hilal. Hopefully it goes well for him over there. But guys, that is it for me today. I'm going to head off. I'll be back very, very soon with more transfer news and more transfer talk. And we get ever closer to the season kicking off and getting back underway. So I'll be back very soon. For now, I'm going to head out. Remember to like, subscribe, comment on your way out. It goes a long way and I appreciate it. Liverpool Prophet out. Up the Reds. Let's go.